Hello. Have you ever felt like you're stuck? Day after day, you wake up, you don't know why you even bother. You go to work, school, you go back home, see your family, you're too tired to bother, and you don't even know why you should try. You go to bed, your day was great, there was no speck of light you could look back to. And that pattern just repeats on and on, day by day. And every day, the only difference is that your hope becomes a tiny bit smaller. And you feel like you're stuck. There is no way out. You see problems, either in yourself, or if you're unfortunate, in everyone else but yourself, and you can't change anything. You either don't have the skill, the strength, the vision, or the motivation. Does it sound familiar? Do you see yourself in that? This is what I wish to talk about today, those patterns that shaped our lives. And hello, I'm Marco, a freelance life coach, and I hope to reach people who are in similar places that I was once and help them out as I was helped. And you see, this is what I like to call a pattern, a negative pattern, like a spiral that drives us down. And as Albert Einstein once said, it is insanity to repeat the same thing over and over again and expect a new, different result. And so everybody tells us when we are in a funk, in a pattern, that we must or should change, do something different. But how? I mean, it's hard, isn't it? You don't really have the will to do it, the strength, the energy, the motivation. I know for myself, I went through a period in time where I knew I had to change, to live, to do something. I was like a bird in a cage, but I just didn't have the will, the motivation to move. So I kept repeating the same old pattern. I closed myself off in my room, and then I complained of loneliness. I complained of my weight, of overeating, of being fat, ugly, and yet I could not stop eating sugar and sweets. I simply was not motivated for change, and I didn't have the strength to do it. I wanted out, but I couldn't. So I understand, and we have to change. I tried to change, it didn't work out. But I know it is important, because if you want to live a life that is actually worth living, it's just not surviving, that it's not grey but it's filled with color, that you can wake up with joy, you need that change. And you see, we all see that big problem, this huge mountain, we don't even know where to start, or just terrified of even beginning. And it's what stopped me for many years on this path. But then I realized, no, I don't have the will nor the strength to change, to attack that mountain. I need to do small changes. And here there were words of Jordan Peterson that helped me. He said, if you are in hell, or when you are in hell, do something to make the world a better place, to lessen the suffering, some small thing. And this is how I learned that through action we can free ourselves. Through action we can take control of our lives. It doesn't have to be a large action. For me, I just dusted my room, small thing. And suddenly I was, instead of reacting in my life, I acted for once in years, and I felt better for it. And it was a tiny change. It wasn't enough to turn everything around. But that small change matters when you add repetition to it. And so I realized that to truly engender change in my life, to free myself of that oppressive pattern, that downward spiral that rots you from the inside, you must do it one day, every day, and rinse and repeat. And so for me, my problem was procrastination. So what did I do? I made a list of things I want to do on a specific day. And I swore to myself, I will do it. And I failed the first day. The second day, I did one item. I crossed one item off the list and I felt, wow, wonderful. But I was beating myself over all the 5 others I did not do. And because of that shame and guilt, I lost energy. So on the third day, I didn't do anything at all. I was back in the old pattern. So I learned through several failures like that I should not blame myself. I should celebrate my victories and instead of punishing my failings. And so that's what I did. I did one thing right and I celebrated it. And I repeated that one thing the other day, and the third, the fourth, and I kept doing it. And then after a few days, when that one thing I was repeating every day, it was a small thing. I think I brushed my teeth in the morning instead of just in the evening. I did it twice in a day. That was a big change. And and then I added a second thing I started doing, like cleaning after myself after eating. After lunch, after breakfast, I cleaned after myself. And I repeated that. I didn't succeed every day, but I did not punish myself for it. I celebrated the days I succeeded, and I repeated it on and on, day after day, until it became second nature. And when cleaning and brushing teeth got easy, I added a third thing. And a nice word for my wife, for my loved ones. I tried to show affection. Even if I was terrible at it, I worked on it. And I kept adding and adding and adding. And in a few months, I started noticing this difference. I was energized. I was more content, happy. I was more active in my life. I was even more accepting of myself, my environment. And through years, I realized that huge mountain that was procrastination disappeared. Now, I'm the annoying one who wants to do everything now. We have to visit the friends and clean up and blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do it. And I'm having trouble with my wife because I want to do everything right in this instant on the same day, which is an enormous difference from the way I once was, when anything you can do today, you should postpone until tomorrow, and that counts for every day, so nothing ever got done. And after all that, with small change every day, I learned to be proud of myself, to accept myself for the way I am, to see my strengths instead of enlarging my weaknesses. And because I improve myself a tiny bit every day, those weaknesses are slowly disappearing and I'm becoming better. And in the long term, I hope to reach the best version I can be. And I wish we all have smaller or enormous problems. And usually we all have problems we just can't solve, and it's something about ourselves. Just do small changes every day. And if it's hard for you as it was for me or many other friends I have, please contact me. I am truly happy to help. Also, click subscribe for new answers to difficult questions, and a like button would be truly appreciated. If you have any questions, any topics you want me to address in future videos, please write in the comments below. And thank you and have a nice day.